Flyers, Phillies, let's talk about them. Sixers, Eagles, let's talk about them. What the Union doing? Pull up with the crew and have a drink or two and let's talk about them. This a PHI bar. Bruce Willis, we die hard. I know you feel us, cause Philly fans is the best sports fans by far. No cheating here, we gon' keep it fair. You don't like my set, somebody help them. This the key, if we can disagree without disrespecting, everybody welcome. So what we talking about? Practice? What we talking about? Let's unpack this. Top shelf, sports talk, lights, cameras, we active.
Yo, it's your boy Jamar, Top Shelf Sports Talk. Back on this beautiful Thanksgiving week. Thanks to all the fam who came out to celebrate with us. Happy Thanksgiving from us to you. Top Shelf Sports Talk to you and your family. Hopefully you stuffed your face with a lot of food. Turkey, chicken, with beef, ham, whatever it is. Mac and cheese, green jams, whatever. Hopefully you had a good time. Real quick, I want to see something. Can y'all? I'm still messing around with my setup. Tell me if y'all heard that loud and clear. Because if you can hear that loud and clear, there's some things I want to start. I could probably start doing. Hold on. Gotta take the Sixers off. I gotta take the Sixers off right now. Yeah, that's much better. Did y'all hear that? If you can hear me. Did y'all hear that air horn sound? Because if so, I can, start doing some other stuff. I'm trying to research and I had another sound card that I was trying to use, but I couldn't get the microphone to work on it, so I couldn't use that. So now I'm back to my original, but I try to hook some stuff up to it to see if I can get on it. Anyway, we Eagles played the Chicago Bears Friday, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Black Friday edition, and suffered a defeat. Sorry. I suffered defeat. I'm a little upset about that. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. My mom's texting me. I don't know what happened. What's going on? Where is your group? It's not on my page anymore. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see if we can figure something out. I'm on Facebook. I don't know. I don't know what group she could be talking about. Now she says, never mind. Mom, you harassing me on the show, and I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, we're having a slow start to the show. Can you guys hear me? You guys hear me okay? Mom, are you here? Anybody out there, if you can comment, can you hear me okay? Can you see me okay? Is everything going good? Got a different camera. I just need to know if everything is working the way I need it to work. So let me know. Okay. I'm here and have a lot to talk about. All right, let's start talking. Can hear and see you? Okay, good. Let's start talking. What do you? So again, let me ask you, Mom, real quick. Can you hear that? Is that loud and clear? Is that loud and clear? I don't know. I'm trying to make sure that stuff some of my stuff is working. Just tell me if that's loud and clear. Oh, yes, it's working. It's working. All right. Anyway, back to the regularly scheduled program. We're talking about the Eagles and what they and the loss against the Cowboys and also the loss against the Bears. 2-game losing streak again to some teams that we should have beat. I put a video out, and Mom, I don't know if you saw it, but I did apologize for the language in the video. But at the end of the day, this is what the team makes you do when you lose those type of games. And immediately, my reaction, because people will say that the defense let us down, the defense didn't get any stops, the defense didn't do anything. My reaction to that is that how can a defense continuously getting stops when they on the field all the time? Don't you think those guys get tired? Don't you think those guys get worn out? And I remember us having a conversation a couple weeks ago talking about that, because you was like, "Well, aren't they professional? They should be able to get stops and this, that, and the third." Doughboy ego. You said, "Good morning." You said Jeff Lurie has to step it up. Seems like Nick Sirianni is putting his friendship before the team. Clarify what you mean by that, because I don't know what friendship you could be talking about. But tell me what you're talking about. My thing is, it's not even it's with Kevin Patullo. I don't know if you guys saw or heard what CJ said on Speakeasy podcast right after the game, and I caught it live. Like, I saw it live on TikTok, and it was basically saying that the Chicago Bears knew everything that the offense was going to do. They knew the different formations they was going to use to run different plays. No excuse for the defense or offense. No, it's not an excuse I'm not providing an excuse for the defense, but what I am saying is that you can't ask a defense to be out there 90% of the game and be effective. You can't do it. You didn't see that last year. Last year you saw the defense basically barely play the game. Remember the Pittsburgh Steelers game? That was right after the Carolina. They beat Carolina, but it was a tight win. But you remember the Pittsburgh game? The Eagles controlled the ball in the second half it's 30 minutes in the second half. They controlled the ball for I think 20 minutes of the second half, which means your defense wasn't on the field. I mean, your defense wasn't on the field at all. They was rested. When they was in, they was batting balls down, getting Russell Wilson, getting sacks. They were dominant. Nick Sirianni and Patullo are best friends off the field. Well, if they are, it's time for a separation, because at the end of the day, this ain't working. And I don't even think it got nothing to do with the friendship. I think it got something to do with the play calling. I think Kevin Patullo, to me, is the person who is not ready for this type of limelight. I think that the roster is too deep and too strong for him. A first-time play caller should be on a team that, is an up-and-coming team, not a team that's stacked to build a championship run. The Eagles' offense, exactly, it's too predictable and conservative. And that's what CJ said after the game. He said that they knew exactly everything that they were doing. So and don't get it wrong, the offensive line played like crap. But when you know exactly what the offense is doing, and it don't even matter how they show up, what formation they show up in, but you know exactly what they're getting ready to run before they run it, and you stop them, and your offensive coordinator has no way to make adjustments. There's no thought process to make any type of adjustments. He doesn't have the wherewithal to make any adjustments, even in the second half of games. Like, you could go to the Dallas game. You up 21-0. You scored on the first 3 drives of your offensive possession. Then to come out in the second half and don't score at all, that's just on an offensive coordinator. Because obviously, if you put 21 up on me, and if I'm a good defensive coordinator, I'm going to adjust to that. I'm going to figure out what you were doing and stop that. Now, see, the difference is it would be smart of Kevin Patullo to say, okay, they're going to make an adjustment because I'm out here lighting it up. They're going to make an adjustment. Let me switch. Let me do something different. Let me design different type of runs. Anytime that you see Saquon Barkley run on the outside, you see him gain positive yards. But anytime you see him run straight up the middle, he gets tackled for losses. You got to spread the defense out. Again, I'm not sitting here saying I can go out and do better than Kevin Patullo. I probably could. But again, think about something. If you spread the defense out by running the outside, breaking off runs to the outside, getting them linebackers to stretch out a little bit more, it's a lot better for you. I just don't understand the thought process when it comes to offense. When some of these play with this what's this guy Kevin Patullo? I don't even want to say his name, but players must execute too, because just play the coaches can't just play. No, I'm not. So all right. So in my video, a lot of people commented and said that, well, Jalen Hurts didn't, hit wide open receivers. He was throwing the ball short. He was overthrowing ball. Yes, it takes a total effort. I agree. I'm not sitting there saying that the players don't have no responsibility in the way we're playing. AJ Brown false starts. AJ Brown missing, not catching balls or whatever. I do. Defense at times missing tackles. I agree with that. It's a total team effort, but you got to understand this. When it comes down to it, not only is it a total team effort that everybody must execute the plays to win the game, but the coaches have to put if you know Jalen Hurts he struggles at knowing where the pressure is coming from or the blitz or whatever the case may be, you design plays to disguise that. If you know Jalen Hurts is best known for throwing the check down play or the play over the middle, whatever his strong suit is, you cater to that. My thing is that you want to run what you want to run, and expect that he's supposed to execute every time. But every quarterback in the league has weaknesses and strengths. No matter who you are, you have weaknesses and strengths. So if you're not going to cater to his strengths and weaknesses, and you're just going to call your plays, you're going to be in the position that you are now. And a lot of people say, well, you're 8-4. Dude, truthfully, not even trying to be smart, we should really be 12-0. The 4 teams we lost to were 4 teams we were beating. I think it was excepted of the Giants. We didn't win. We wasn't winning at that point. I mean, winning the score. We wasn't beating the score in that game. But the Broncos, the Cowboys, and the Bears. I think we trailed most of the game. That's the 2 teams we trailed most of the game. Was the Bears. Well, trailed all games. Bears and Giants. But those are 2 teams we should have won. We should have beat. We should really be 12-0. Head coach said he's not getting rid of Kevin. He's not going to get rid of him in the middle of the season. He's not going to do it because he's not a good play caller himself. And he has nobody else that can step up in that position that play. Here's the difference. This is what I want you to realize too. I want you to see too. Think about 2 years ago, 2023, when the Eagles had Brian Johnson as the offensive coordinator. First time play caller. It was supposed to be Jalen Hurts' guy because he coached him in high school. And look what happened. Look what the result of that was. It was the epic collapse. Because Jalen Hurts, to me, is cerebral. He doesn't like people, or he doesn't respond to people who he feels doesn't have a clue of what's going on. I don't think he's insubordinate to a point where he's not going to run whatever is called for him. But I think he does look at it and say, this guy has no clue. Because last year, when you seen him under Kellen Moore's offense, the guy, you see how he played. He threw 50-50 balls. He played the game. But the 2 years we see him under first-time play callers, he does not respond to them. He don't respond to first-year play callers. And that's the biggest issue. Good morning, Jay. What's up, brother? How you this morning? Ain't you at work, right? But he don't respond to first-time play callers. You got to blame the whole team because Jalen Hurts in the offensive line is not playing at the standard that we are used to. Landon Dickerson said they weren't prepared for Dallas. Listen. Let me tell you something. And I agree with you. It is a total team effort. Total team effort. Meaning even the defense has blame in it too. It's total team. I'm not sitting here saying it's just on one person. But the difference I'm trying to explain is that when you look at Kevin Patullo and his play calling, and for the last 3 weeks, he's been going 3 and out consistently. You have no rhythm on offense. The teams know what you're doing, and just to like your point says, Andy Dickerson says other teams know what we're doing, or we're not prepared to play against other teams. CJ, GJ coming out saying, "Yo, they knew what we were doing before we did it." I mean, they knew what they were doing before they did it. Like, that's a problem. That's coaching for the most part. That's coaching for the most part. You can't deny the fact that that's coaching. If a team is not ready to play against another team, that's coaching. If players are not executing, that's what you hold the players accountable for. Execute the play. But if you're not ready to play a specific team, especially a team in your division, that's coaching. There's nothing else you can say differently about that. That is more coaching than it is on the players. I mean, Stevie Wonder could see that. Stevie Wonder could see the fact that if you're not ready to play Dallas, a division rival, a team in which you know a lot of your fan base gets bragging rights off, that's coaching. Yes, everyone has not been on the same page, but I think erratic play calling definitely doesn't help. Exactly. And for the life of me, I hate when I see Kevin Patullo and Nick Sirianni doing an arm handshake after a touchdown. Brother, this is not the Super Bowl. Like, this is something that should be normal to you. And that may be something small. That is something small. But that is something that should be normal to you. I think Nick Sirianni should get more of the blame because I think Nick Sirianni is telling Kevin Patullo to run his offense, which is conservative play calling, not to lose. It like what you're saying in this message. And like I've been saying all year long, it's play calling. It's coaching. So whether it's Nick Sirianni or whether it's Kevin Patullo, one of the two needed adjustment. And I'm willing to keep Nick Sirianni and go with Kevin Patullo because Kevin Patullo was the first-time play caller, and we didn't see this out of Nick Sirianni last year. I think going into the offseason, Howie Roseman has to make a decision. Just like when they got rid of Brian Johnson and brought in Kellen Moore. You have to go out and find an experienced play caller that can handle this type of atmosphere when you got these type of dogs on your team. Like, you gotta go out and get somebody that can coach this type of this type of team, this type of talent. You gotta get somebody who's strong in the mind, who knows how to get players best out of them, because Kevin Patullo is not getting the best out of Jalen Hurts. Why Nick Sirianni and Kevin Patullo keep running all those hitch routes instead of attacking in the middle of the field? I believe the hitch routes to me is better than attacking the middle of the field because right now the offensive line stinks, and you see every time that or if you talk about I'm talking about Saquon, but he should attack the middle of the field because a lot of times the middle of the field be wide open. A lot of times it be wide open. But that's what I'm saying. Like, when you seen it, you didn't see this last year. You didn't see a lot of this last year at all. You didn't see a lot of this last year at all. You've seen them attacking every part of the field. You've seen Saquon, and don't get it wrong, Saquon was running all over the field, but you didn't see this type of indecisiveness, erraticness. You didn't see none of this last year at all. And again, like I told y'all in my video, I believe Epic Collapse is coming. Epic Collapse is coming. I did a video that was a couple weeks ago talking about the rest of the season, right? And I believe that throughout the rest of the season, we could lose only probably like one game. Obviously, that was a lie because we lost two. And the one game that I believe that we was going to lose was against the Bills, depending on what position they was in. And now, because they had lost a couple games, they probably were going to need that game. And so at the end of the day, like I told Jay, I was texting you from first quarter. I was putting posts out all game long. And I think mentally it's having an effect on players. It is. It is. I was putting posts out on all game long, talking about what was going on with the Eagles. And I said that in my post. Epic Collapse is coming. Epic Collapse is coming. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, He definitely doesn't spread out the defense, the D using the field to attack. He doesn't. Nick Sirianni doesn't know how to use RPO QB. Kellen knows how to use RPO for QB, but it's not hard. It's not hard. It's not hard. It's just reading what the defensive ends is doing. It really is not hard. And here's another thing. This is going to be something that people like. Come on, man. Like the tush push. Let it go now. Let it go now. I think, and I'm gonna be honest. The league has bailed us out a lot on the tush push because I think it was against the Vikings. Jalen Hurts fumbled, but they stopped forward progress, and they said he didn't fumble. They've been stopping it a lot more than they've been successful this year. So at the end of the day, let's get rid of the tush push. I've been saying that since the play been called. Even though it's a highly successful play, why not run out of the tush push? The one time you ran out of the tush push, I think that was against the Giants. No, that was early on in the season. I can't remember who they played against. But the one play you ran out of the tush push, Saquon scores a touchdown. And you don't ever go to it again. You say, oh, that worked. I don't want to do that. That worked. Like, what is going, like, this is my point. Like, this is what's so maddening. You have running backs. And for the life of me, I don't understand what was the problem with A.J. Dillon. A big back. I don't understand that for the life of me, what is the problem with the A.J. Dillon? You get down on 3rd and 1, you put a power back in there, get a first down. I don't get it. I think they have to retweet it because other teams are onto it. It need to be stopped. I mean, if you're 4th and 1 down in your own 10, maybe. And it got to be like the 3rd or 4th. It got to be the 4th quarter where you might be trailing, you need a touchdown to tie the game or win the game. Maybe desperate times, I would maybe use it. In desperate situations, I will maybe use the tush push. But to line up every play and believe that you can just bully your way for a first down every time, knowing that the 90% of the league hates to play and wants to play banned, it's just too much. It's too much ego, arrogance. And you can design plays out of it that will be successful. We just too overly dependent on it and that fumble. That play should have been called dead. No, it wasn't. He stripped the ball, Jay. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we make excuses for these type of plays. Like, it's not. He fumbled. He stripped him. He was still driving his legs. He stripped him. Stop it. Like, stop it. Let me see my sound effect. Let me see if I got a good sound effect. Bigsby been playing good and he barely gives a carry. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got running backs. And I don't understand, like I said, I don't understand A.J. Dillon. I don't understand that at all. That to me doesn't make any sense. But you got good running backs that you could use to make plays and you're just not using them. If you watch the Bears game, Jalen Hurts had a wide open receiver and didn't give him the ball. I wonder if Jalen Hurts seeing the whole field. That is an issue. Jalen Hurts not seeing the field is an issue. I agree. Like, it's a lot. So what I'm saying is you have blame to place all around the team. Jalen Hurts included. He's not excluded from this. But people want to make it seem like he's the reason why. And he's not. Here's my question, and I asked it yesterday. Nobody really responded to it. Hey, Smitty, cut it out, Smitty. Don't come in here trolling. And nobody responded to it. But if you don't have Jalen Hurts on the center, who would you rather have in this offense? Not no dream scenario, but in this offense, who would you rather have? Why is Jalen Hurts having so many problems with zone coverage? brother, here's the thing. I think Jalen Hurts. We all know that Jalen Hurts is a person that's particular about where he throws the ball. He doesn't want to create turnovers. He doesn't want to create plays that negative plays. So I think that's some. I think that's some of the reason why Jalen Hurts struggle when it comes to that. But here's the problem, right? Here's you have that's a that's supposed to know your weaknesses. It's supposed to get you out of those situations. But if he's not doing it, that is the result you're getting. So Jalen Hurts is not absolved from this. He's not. You can't. I'm not sitting here telling you that Jalen Hurts has no issues when it comes to this, but because he does. Tank Bigsby should get more touches. I believe so. I believe too. You got two-headed monster, baby. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is a coaching staff that does not use their team the way they should. No excuses. He was laying unmoved on the squeeze in the middle of the power while a free play outside the power. We giving this. You talking about me giving excuses? Oh no! If you're saying you're not giving excuses, you're just trying to show the play or tell a play. Jay, however you look at it, and I always value your opinion. However you look at it, the play is overused. The play is overused. It's time to put it. It's time to put it in the backpack for a little while and give it a rest. You're using it way too much. You're using it way too much. Even if, let's just say they gave you the benefit of the doubt against the Vikings when he fumbled, they gave you the benefit of the doubt. Then they stopped forward progress and said we call the stoppage of forward progress, no fumble. You come out and constantly keep doing it again. Like it's over. It's enough. It's enough. And especially because your offensive line is banged up. Your offensive line is banged up. There's no need for you to keep running that same play when you could. And there's variations that you can use within that play to be successful. Every time you line up for that, you see teams are like, oh, they're giving touch push. They stack the box. Everybody's in the middle. So when you come out of that and you toss to Saquon Barkley, it was easy 6 because nobody was expecting that. Stevie Wonder could call that. He's seen him in the play just missed. Oh, you talking about the Jalen Hurts has missed a lot of plays this year in particular. He's not perfect. I'm not saying nobody's perfect. There are questionable plays that he's missed, but I'm giving him blame as well. Jalen is like most QBs, a rhythm passer, and in most games you don't see him getting in that rhythm. And I blame the coordinator, and it's not just him, the whole offense. If you ask me, see, I do blame. It's like I said, it's equal amount of blame to place throughout the whole team. It's equal amount of blame to place throughout the whole team. The issue that I'm having is that as a professional player, as a professional coach, you have to put your team in best positions to win. And it's just like what Nick Sirianni said on one of his press conferences. I can't pay attention to the outside noise because my job is to make sure we're in the best position to win. But brother, you're failing at it right now, and you're not paying attention to the outside noise. You're failing at putting your team in the best chance to win. You're failing miserably. You're failing miserably at it. Because here's the point. Here's the point. If you know your job is to get your team in the best position to win, you know you've been coaching Jalen Hurts for the last, 5, 6 years? 6 years? You know his strengths. You know his weaknesses. You know what he responds to. You know what he doesn't respond to. So instead of being arrogant and believing that you can bring in any Joe Schmo and have success as a coordinator because you think that your team is just so superior to everybody else's, now you're seeing the result of that. When you come off a Super Bowl win, you're not the hunter no more. You're the hunted or the huntee, however you want to say it. People are gunning for you. People are trying to do any and everything they can to dethrone you. And when you just try to be so arrogant, so above everybody else, you see the result of what happens. You lose games that you should win. If this was to me, like, and I'm not saying this with any type of certainty or guarantee, but to me, if this was a Kellen Moore or even Shane Steichen led offense, the Eagles would very well be 12-0 in the driver's seat to get back to the Super Bowl and win. Because those two coordinators, to me, knew how to manage the clock. And people don't like that. The quarterbacks don't like that saying manage the clock. But if you look at what happens, if you look at what's happening right now, and I don't have a fact right now on this, I'm gonna look it up probably after the show, but I believe the Eagles are probably losing the time of possession battle throughout the league. It's similar to the Chip Kelly era where you're 3-and-out consistently. You're 3-and-out consistently. And that puts way too much pressure on the defense. And look, Andrew McCouber got hurt. I think he's done. Reed Blankenship got hurt in that last game. Thank God he came back this game. But Dory Jackson got hurt. Joy Mailata said they should get the blame because they are not playing at a high level. Nick Sirianni is losing the locker room. Brian Dable will fit because Coach Jalen Hurts at Alabama. I'm not sitting here. I'm not going to go out the window right now and say that I will replace Nick Sirianni with Brian Dable. But if I can get Brian Dable as the offensive coordinator, I would definitely do that. Jordan Mailata is not wrong, but there also are a lot of injuries within this offensive line that's preventing them to play the way they play. That's preventing them from being dominant the way they normally are dominant. So there's a lot going on, and like I said, I'm not just on here blaming Kevin Petullo, but you can mask some of those deficiencies by your play calling. Okay, yeah, that's what I say. Okay, that's what I believe. Yeah, he would be a good position, for offensive coordinator. I agree with that 100%. But I think also too, Nick Sirianni is your seat is not hot, but it's starting to warm up if you don't get it right. Now I'm not even going to say this season, but if you don't get it right going forward, and that to me the coordinator position would be Howie Roseman picking that because I don't think they would let Nick Sirianni do it. But you got to get better. I agree with with that part. Winning made them to want to maintain the status quo, but staying pat was not good when everyone got better trying to beat us. Exactly. When you come on, any team that comes off a Super Bowl win, you're the standard of the league. You're the standard. You're what everybody looks to see what success looks like. And you're the team that everybody studies to see what they could do better or how they could beat you. So every team that we played this year looked at our Super Bowl run and figured out what they could do to stop us or whatever the case may be, knowing that it was going to be a turnover with the coach, with the offensive coordinator, because Kellen Moore went to the Saints. They knew it was certain things that they had to do or they needed to do to be effective to stopping us. But see, as the coordinator, you're supposed to say to yourself, like, I know you're going to come gunning for me. I know you're going to come gunning for me. I know you're going to come looking for me. So let me take your. I can see. This is what I can see. Like, you know how they say the first 4 or 5 plays is scripted, or the first 10 plays is scripted. Script your plays for the first 10 plays. See what they throw at you. I'm even willing to give you a half because your defense is that good. Script whatever you want to, not a half, but a quarter. Script all whatever you want to do. And after that, I'm making adjustments, and I'm gonna beat you in everything that you do. Would you think you're doing better? I'm gonna beat you even worse than that. Seth Joyner said, "Why every time Nick Sirianni and Kevin Petullo and Jalen Hurts go to the press conference, they say the same thing? Because they're professional to me, and nobody's going to out each other. I think after seeing them lose to the Bears and the way they lost, I think it's obvious who the problem is. And like I said, I've been saying it all show. Actually, I've been saying this since week 1. It's obvious we know who the problem is. I don't think Nick Sirianni or Jalen Hurts would sit there and tell Kevin Matula, you're the problem. They're too professional. They're not going to give anybody the clickbait to say, hey, look what the Eagles did. They blamed Kevin Patullo. That's not the problem. The adjustment of those plays is what kills. They don't have no adjustment game. That's what, if you're talking about what I'm saying, like, if they script plays, I'm saying to you, I'd rather Kevin Patullo go in with his 10, 15 plays, right? See what the defense throws at you. See what they do. See how they defend them. See what they throw at you, and then you make an adjustment off of that. And then, like, so let's just say you're on a path of having success in this game, in this particular game. Like, let's use the Dallas game. You're up 21-0. You're countering everything they're doing. Now you got to understand, as a coordinator to yourself, going into halftime, you still got 30 minutes of football left. Now you know that they're going to come out with their best shot to stop you. So everything that you did in the first half, scrap. Come out with a whole new game plan in the second half that's different than what you did and what you showed in the first half. And that's your adjustment to try to beat what they're going to throw at you, because they're going to throw at you what they saw in the first half. That's the adjustment I'm talking about they need to make. That is what I'm saying. Because here's the thing, when you, as players have said, we are too predictable. This is what happens. You're going to come out, as Kevin Patullo thinks, to me, in my eyes, what I believe, we had success. We ran 21 points off. We could do the same thing in the second half. The reporters asked Jalen was heard about a certain call on offense. Then Jalen told the reporter, you have to ask him. Yeah. He's telling you right now, it's on Kevin Patullo. He's literally telling you that. He's literally sitting here telling you, that's Kevin Patullo, man. You can't ask me about that. Ask him about them plays. That's what he's telling you. They're throwing him. See, I think when AJ Brown first started doing it, because we know that AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts don't really get along, everybody thought he was talking about Jalen Hurts. Even me. But now that you look at it, now that you understand what's going on with the play calling and different things, now you might see that, hold on, even AJ Brown saying, I'm not blaming Hurts. Y'all taking this the wrong way. Look at the guy calling that play. Now, don't get it wrong. I know if I could have AJ Brown on the podcast, I know he would say, like, well, he probably wouldn't say, but it would be more like, nah, Jalen Hurts got his faults or what he didn't do right. But for the most part, this is not on him. This is on that coordinator right there calling that same play over and over again. Yes. What you say, Jay? Yes, I agree. What I'm talking about is scripted plays usually not bad, but after that, he seemed lost. Exactly. And that's, to me, something to do with the firepower that he has on a team that he's not normally used to. Like, this type of team is not a team that's built for a first-time play caller. I mean, I even looked at the doubt in Saquon Barkley face when they was interviewing him after the game against the Bears, and he was saying that he believed in the men on the team to get to get it right and figure things out. If you're going into week 14 and you don't have identity, it's a problem. You're saying without saying that this is a wash. This year is a wash, because you have nothing that you do with perfection that nobody else can stop. And I look at Saquon Barkley and say, like, yo, I think he's giving up on this coordinator. I think he's giving up on this coordinator. He messed around not even crack 1,000 yards after coming off a 2,000-yard season. Again, I didn't expect him to get 2,000 yards, but I expect him at least to get 12, 13, maybe 1,400. But at the end of the day, if you're going into week 14 still with no identity, it is a problem. It's a problem, and this team is going to be at home watching some football. Even if we make the playoffs, we're going to be out in the first round with the way we play, the way we do things. It's going to happen. I hate to say it, but it's going to happen. All right. Anyway, I done ran it and told everybody what I believe is what's the problem with the Eagles is. And Kevin Patullo, you suck. You got to go. Sorry. I hate to see another man lose their job. Let's give Chicago Bears some credit. Chicago Bears in the offseason work on the offensive line, and it's being shown by their explosive run game. No, I'm not taking no credit away from any team that the Eagles lost to or barely won. I'm not. Shout out to the Bears. The Bears, they are a good team. The only issue with the Bears was, even last year, was the fact that they didn't have Caleb Williams on point. You got a head coach now that knows how to use Caleb Williams for his strengths and weaknesses. So shout out to the Bears. I'm not taking away nothing from the Bears. Chicago Bears believe they can win, and they are winning close games, and they win against the world champs is always motivation. Exactly right. That's true. That's the best motivation you can get. But here's the point that I was making when it comes to the Chicago, not even the Chicago Bears, just the teams that the Eagles lost to in general. You shouldn't have lost to those teams. The Bears, we should have beat the Bears. We're a better team. We are a better team than the Bears, and there's no disrespect to the Bears, but we're just a better team than the Bears. If we had a better coordinator in that game, we would have beat y'all. If we would have had a better coordinator in that game, we would have beat y'all. And like I said, there's no disrespect to what y'all did and the work y'all put in and the development of Caleb Williams. There's no disrespect when it comes to none of that. You guys are definitely putting in the work. It definitely looked good. Shout out to the Bears. But at the end of the day, we should have beat y'all. A better offense coordinator beats the Bears. That's all I'm trying to say. Now, real quick, we're in a week 13. And where's my phone? Let me try to show y'all something. I don't know if I can show it to y'all. But we're in a week 13. Top Shelf Sports Talk NFL Challenge Pick'em. Here's the rules again. Because not this week, but week 14, there will be a giveaway. And let me see if I can pull it up. Hold on. Let me see if I can show y'all what it's going to look like. Well, I got a T-shirt made up for the winner. Yes, you are a better team than the Chicago Bears, 100%. But the Ravens, when they was on their run, they wasn't better than Indianapolis Colts or the Patriots. When you're hot, you're hot. Yeah, no, you're hot. You're 100% true. When you're hot, you're hot. You can't. I'm not downplaying what the Chicago Bears did to the Eagles. They came in and they did what they supposed to do. They came and they played football. But back to the giveaway. The giveaway would be a T-shirt with the newest logo on there. That is the T-shirt with the newest logo on there. If you win Week 14 Top Shelf Sports Talk NFL Pick'em, you will be receiving a T-shirt with that on there. Now, the only thing I ask is that you take a picture with the T-shirt, tag us in it. Give me time, because once I announce the winner, I have to get the T-shirt made, to the size you want, and it'll be time. I'll have to take time to mail it out. So give me time to do all of that. But Top Shelf Sports Talk Week 14 Pick'em winner will get a T-shirt, a Top Shelf Sports Talk T-shirt. Again, you must be live and present throughout the whole hour of the show, the whole hour. Not a drop in and saying, hey, what's up? And then getting out of here. Not, a real quick comment to say you were, a whole hour for week 14, a whole hour. Be present, talking in the chat, engaging, just enjoying your time here, because if I can go in my pocket and pay for a T-shirt for you, the least I can do, at least you could do, is give me an hour of your time. That's all I ask. I believe Philadelphia Eagles are going to work it out, and at the end of the day, they are the champions. 81. Nobody wants to count Kansas City Chiefs out, but I think Kansas City is a good year this year. No, Kansas City's done, and if the Eagles don't get a better coordinator, they're done. You know what I mean? And I don't see the Eagles getting a better coordinator this year. So Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, we saw the Green Bay Packers beat the Detroit Lions I had my guy Buff that was gonna come on for he's a Lions fan, resident Lions fan, but we weren't able to hook up. Maybe we'll be able to hook up in the future and get something going. But um, the Lions did not win that game. We saw Kansas City. I had Green Bay winning that game, by the way. I also had Kansas City beating Dallas, and we saw Dallas beat Kansas City. I thought Patrick Mahomes would do good playing at home because he's from Dallas. They played at Jerry's World, and I thought he would come out and get a victory, but he didn't. We also saw Cincinnati and Baltimore. We saw Baltimore win that game, lose that game. Their playoff hopes are in jeopardy. Cincinnati with Joe Burrow returning looked like Joe Burrow of old, and he just was out there playing football. If that team had a better defense, they might be a little bit more deadlier. Then again, on Friday night, we saw the Chicago Bears come into the link and just take everything that our chips, our candy, our sodas, everything from us, and left the link with a victory. You said the Lions are trailing. I guess you're trying to say trailing the Rams are the team that you really have to look at the coaching and how they're playing. I agree. Rams are a very, very, very good team. Like I think the Rams, if not the Eagles, would be a team to come out of the NFC to represent the NFC for the Super Bowl. I don't really see too many teams stopping the Rams with the addition of Devontae Adams. That's what they needed at wide receiver. Not saying that Cooper Kupp was trash, but I think that his time was, it was up. Even Santa left early. Yes, he did. They were actually down at the links chanting "Fire Kevin Patullo," and that's even bad when you see that happen. Sunday, today, 1:00, San Francisco at the Cleveland Browns. Shedeur Sanders get a start today. You get another start at home, or his first start at home against a good San Francisco team. I got Cleveland in that game. I got a shocker. I got Cleveland in that game. I think Cleveland can pull it out. I got Cleveland in that game. What do y'all got? Really means they can't win a game, and every time you see Detroit, something is going wrong, and it's not the time to be playing the way they are playing. Oh, okay, I got you. I got what you're saying. My mind goes Cleveland. I got what you're saying. Detroit does fumble a lot in the when they get in the thick of things. They do get a lot of injuries though. You got Cleveland too. I think that Shedeur comes out and shows the world that he should have been a week one starter, or he should at least been a starter before Dylan Gabriel. I think he's a way better quarterback than Dylan Gabriel. I think once they give him the backing of the organization, I think Cleveland probably knows that they found their franchise quarterback. Let's see if they can keep protecting him, keep getting plays that work for him. Kevin Stefanski is a good coordinator. He's a good coach. He would be a coordinator if he got fired from Cleveland. That would be somebody I would look into as an offensive coordinator. I believe God Sanders winning this game because the coach really believes that Gabriel, whatever the quarterback is better than Sanders, and he's not. I think so. I think Shedeur comes out and put a clinic on. I mean, he got the support of guys like Myles Garrett. You know what I mean? Myles Garrett was like beyond infatuated with that bomb he threw, and it's just when you get the support of your teammates, you know what I mean. It's sky's the limit for you. Coaching staff can't go against guys like Myles Garrett. Can't do it. But next game, Jacksonville Jaguars at Tennessee Titans. Again, I think Tennessee Titans are a young up-and-coming team. Cam Ward has a lot to improve on. They still need to surround him with some better players. They need to get an offensive line for protection and maybe a running back, maybe another running back. But I'm going Jacksonville in that game. My mom goes Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville is the better team. I got Jacksonville in that game. Next game is Houston at the Indianapolis Colts, which is going to be a good game, because Houston got, I believe, the number one defense right now. I never seen Cleveland Browns in my whole lifetime, but be that should tell you what they think of Sanders. Yeah, agreed. Um, my mom goes Indy. Jacksonville has to win. I got win this game. I got Jacksonville. Um, no, Shador Sanders is something that a franchise, especially like Cleveland, been as though what they have 45 quarterbacks in the last 10 years or something, 10, 12 years. They had like 45 starting quarterbacks. So that to me, them seeing Shador play the way he plays, I believe it gives them hope that they can have a bright future as long as they, put the pieces around him to win. So, that franchise has a lot to look forward to if they could support, the decision of them starting and drafting Shador Sanders. I think they might be a lot better going forward once they, figure out that he could be the future. Um, Next game is the new. And by the way, I got the Colts in that Houston Colts game. I did pick Indy. Next game is the New Orleans Saints at the Miami Dolphins. This is one of the games that always gets me in trouble because I always like to, I guess, gamble pick. Um, Cleveland Brown Stadium is going to be rocking like a Super Bowl Sunday. Super Bowl today, yes, it is. It's going to be on fire. I picked New Orleans to win this game. Jason picked the Colts. You got Houston. I got Houston myself. Love Houston defense. Yeah, I picked Indianapolis because I think they need to make this. They need to win. Um, my mom picks Miami. Jason picks Miami. I think they need to. I need the. I think they need this. I think the Indianapolis coach need that win. Um, just to keep the confidence rolling within that organization. I think they need to get that win against that number one defense. But I think that Colts win. Everybody picked Miami. I picked New Orleans. That's the pick that's going to get me in trouble picking New Orleans because I believe New Orleans. I just think Miami is just trash, and New Orleans is a better team. That's the pick that's going to get me in trouble with my pickers. I've been averaging like 4 or 5 losses. I went, I think, 10-4 last week. I think it was 10-4 last week on pick them. But I keep picking games like that, and I wind up losing them. I got Miami there going a 2-game win streak and are seeming to find themselves. Um, Please advise your viewers to follow my picks. No, your picks are not posted, so they can't follow them. So that's not going to happen. Next game is Atlanta Falcons at the New York Jets. I got the Falcons in that game, even though I don't trust the Falcons. I don't know what the Falcons are. I don't know who they are, what they do. I got the Falcons in that game. I'm gonna trust them to win this game. Like I said, I like the way the Texans are playing, especially that that defense and the backup quarterback isn't that bad yet. Davis Mills isn't that bad, but I thought what you call was coming back today. C.J. Stroud. You keep and they keep letting you down. I know, true. That's what I'm saying. That's why. That is why I'm averaging 4 or 5 losses, but one day they're gonna come through for me. Jason picks the Falcons. My mom picks the Falcons. I believe the Falcons are better team, but I'm going to take New York in this one. Okay. I mean, like I said, I can't argue when it comes to that because we never know what Atlanta Falcons team you're going to see. One week you might see them blow out the Bills, and the next week you see them lose to the Saints. You just never know. But I can't be argumentative when it comes to that because you're absolutely right. QB, he ain't good either in Houston. Who ain't good? You talking about Davis Mills or C.J. Stroud? Next game is the Arizona Cardinals at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay needs this win. I'm going with Tampa Bay. Cardinals, I believe they jumped the gun with getting putting Kyler Murray on the bench for Jacoby Brissett. Okay, yeah, Davis Mills. But I think C.J. Stroud is back, I believe. Excuse me. But I got Tampa Bay winning this game. Tampa Bay needs to win. Like I said, the Arizona put Jacoby Brissett in the game to me prematurely because of comments of Trey McBride and different things like that, and it just wasn't time for him to be in the game at that point. So I got Tampa Bay winning that game. My mom says, of course, we got to read the weather. Arizona, high of 72 degrees, 72 sunny degrees, and only 43 and rain all day on that end. We didn't ask. All right, we didn't ask. Let's see. Do I have another effect? Um, let's see. Tampa Bay needs this win because out of all the teams that's on there, but it's the Panthers, so I got to go Tampa Bay. I agree. Tampa Bay needs that win. No, they didn't. He's been outplaying him. They always better when he starts for AZ. They've been losing though, Jay. I don't think they've won the game against the Cowboys, and I think they've lost every game since. So I don't know. I mean, you go either way, but either way they have a quarterback issue over there. So I don't know. Next game, LA Rams at the Carolina Panthers. I got Rams in that game. I got Rams in that game. So the Rams to me are just a better team than Carolina. Carolina's playing some good football. But I just think that the Rams are just one of them teams. If it's not going to be the Eagles in the representing the NFC, it's going to be the Rams. I believe it's going to be the Rams. My mom picks Rams at time 18, 1-8. How you say it in time 1-8 is picking the Rams. Jason picking the Rams. We all just think the Rams are a better team. Next game, Minnesota Vikings at Seattle Seahawks. This is one of the games too. Watch you see J.J. McCarthy come out here and play some good football. Watch this be one of them games that he come out and play some good football. But I'm picking Seattle because Seattle needs to win. Seattle needs to keep building on Sam Darnold's confidence. I got Seattle in that game. Their defense is one of the best defenses too. Like I said, if it's a matchup that will be good in the NFC Championship, it would probably be the Rams and Seattle. I don't know if that'll work out if they could play in the NFC Championship. But if it's not going to be the Eagles, I believe the Rams and the Seahawks will be a good watch. Seattle Seahawks. Seattle's defense is good, and Minnesota should have never gave up on Sam Darnold. I agree with that. I said that in the beginning of the season. They should not have given up on Sam Darnold. They believe J.J. McCarthy was their future, and their future stinks right now because J.J. McCarthy stinks. I doubt Seattle D is nice, just cooked. Seattle defense is nice. I don't know what you've been watching all year long. Their defense is pretty good. If you're saying they're not good, I don't know what you're watching. Their defense has been pretty good all year long. Oh, JJ is just cooked. Okay, I got you. No, but Seattle's defense is still good. I don't know what you're talking about. Seattle's defense is good. Next game is Buffalo Bills at Pittsburgh Steelers. This is another good game. Don't know which Bills team you're going to see. I got Bills winning that game, but we'll see what happens. But I got Bills winning that game because Bills need that win to keep their playoff, position alive and where they want to, be at in the playoff ranking. But, Pittsburgh is still fighting for the spot as well. But I did go Buffalo in that game. J.J. McCarthy can't even throw the ball down the field and got one of the best receivers in the game. That should tell you something right there. Exactly. I agree with you. J.J. McCarthy is just, he's not, I'm not going to say he's not going to be good. He's just not ready right now. Probably another year under Sam Darnold would have probably, gotten him to a point where you could then move on from Sam Darnold. But Sam Darnold was seeking a multi-year deal, so it wouldn't have worked. But, I believe another starting quarterback, he could have studied underneath, would have been way better than him starting right now. My mom picks Buffalo. Jason said, "I say they nice." What do you? Oh, I thought you said that. You said I doubt they nice. I thought you said you doubt. You said you doubt. Bills. Jason picked the Bills. Aaron Truck Rodgers. I'm never going to say he's a bad man for forget Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Snitch. I got Buffalo. Buffalo has to keep up with the New England Patriots. I agree with that. Plus, he seems kind of injury prone. JJ, yeah, he is. Seem kind of. He's like fragile, when it comes to it. Las Vegas. Next game, Las Vegas Raiders at the Los Angeles Chargers. I got the Chargers in that game. Raiders to me stink. They got rid of Chip Kelly. They might. You know what? This might be a revenge, like a rebound game or however you want to call it. They got rid of Chip Kelly as their offensive coordinator. It was reports saying that he went rogue on the offense. He was calling plays that the quarterback didn't even know what was going on. Players was confused in that offense. They finally got rid of him, and you might see a different. I think you might see a different Raiders team today than you have all year long. But I still did go with the Chargers. My mom went with the Chargers. Jason went with the Chargers. I think the Chargers is a better team, and they need to secure this victory to keep their playoff hopes alive as well. Next game is the Denver Broncos. Yeah, that's Chip for you. And the Washington Commanders. Commanders had a Commanders are hurt. They got a lot of injuries on that team, offensive wise. They're a team that had high hopes coming into this year because of Jaden Daniels. And like I always say, we saw even with C.J. Stroud. Don't come in here telling me about, how Jaden Daniels is better than Jalen Hurts and this, that, and third. And he's not playing football. The best ability is availability. And if you don't have availability, you can't be considered one of the best. I hate when the analysts come in and say that. My mom picks Denver. Tom Brady has never had injuries like Aaron Rodgers. I believe Tom Brady only missed one season. Yeah, even in that season, they had what's his name? Darn, I forgot the. They was like 11-5 that season. You're right. Jason went Broncos. Tom went Chargers. Monday Night Football: the New York Giants at the New England Patriots. Whoever is offensive coordinator in Philadelphia is, they should be doing the same thing like they did to Chip Kelly. They should have never been in professional football. I agree. They need to get rid of him. They need to move on from Kevin Patullo. That's exactly the point. They all had those old vet signs, short deals, and backfire. Yeah. Tom missed 2 seasons. What's the second season? I think he only missed 1 season, Jay, when I forget the quarterback that came in and replaced him in New England. I don't think he missed a season after that, unless it was before that. But I don't think he missed a season after that. New England, and not because you live there, because you went to school there. Yes, it is. I got New England too. New England's just a better team than the Giants. They get Jackson Dart back, but I think the New England Patriots are just a way better team than the Giants. Jason goes Pats. Tom got Pats. I just think that the Patriots are a better team. But I think Tom Brady only missed 1 season in his career, Jay. I believe it was he tore his ACL that year, and I swear I forget the quarterback name because they traded him after the season, and he started for somebody else, and he just didn't look good after that. But I think he only missed 1 year, Jay. So we can look that up to be sure. New England is actually Jimmy's pick. I think the Giants will pull it out. I'm not even going to argue with you when it comes to the Giants. Matt Castle, that's who it was. I'm not even going to argue with the Giants because the Giants, somehow, anytime you ever pick that team, they always find a way to win. I'm not even going to argue with you when it comes to that. Matt Castle took over Brady in 2008 when Brady suffered that hit by Kansas City play. I can't remember the name. Yeah, he I know he tore his ACL or something. I think that was the only season he missed when playing football. But there's the show for the day. There was my hour. I'm a little bit over my hour. Hey, Tom, thanks for showing up. Thanks for being a part of the show. I'm live every Sunday at 11 a.m. If you want to be a part of it, just join up. Hopefully hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Follow me for more content. I appreciate it. My mom, Jason, got Doughboy True. I appreciate all y'all for being a part of the show. Smitty, everybody who just stopped in to say what's up, I appreciate it. You know what I mean? It means a lot to be on the show, and have support, the way you guys have supported me today. I appreciate it. I'm always going to do Eagles content and Sixers content. I got to get into my Sixers stuff because there's a lot to talk about when it comes to the Sixers. It's not all bad, but it's not all good neither. I think I might be out on Joel Embiid right now. 2008 with the Pats and 2020 with the Bucks. 2020 with the Bucks. What was the injury in 2020 with the Bucks? I can't remember that one. That was last year there, I think. But did he miss the whole season? Because I think with the Patriots he missed the whole season. I think he got injured on the first week or 2 weeks of the season. He got injured, but I don't know. Excuse me. But that's it for the show today. Again, like I said earlier in the show, before Pick'em section started, I said there will be a giveaway of a T-shirt, Top Shelf Sports Talk T-shirt For the winner of that week pick 'em again, the rules are you must be live and present throughout the whole hour of the show. If I'm able to get with my pockets to buy T-shirts, gift cards, or whatever it is to reward the winner of the pick 'em hour, the least you can do for me is please be a part of the show for an hour. And of course, like I tell you every time, it helps me push my lives out to different audiences. If you guys are here and you got a chance later on today while you're sitting there watching football, this is not an Eagles football Sunday. If you get a chance, go on my social media pages and like, comment, share, posts if you want. Like I said, all that helps me grow and get bigger, and that's the point of trying to do this. Trying to get bigger. I'm trying to grow and make this show fun for everybody. Again, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hopefully everybody had a good turkey day. Ate good food, ate a lot of food, still recovering from eating food, eating leftovers for the rest of the week, because there's a lot of food left over. Jay, you missed a good one. We had some good food up here. But maybe next year, or not even next year, but just whenever you off, if you got a time, you come on up. But anyway, appreciate everybody for being here on this Sunday. Enjoy your Sunday. Get ready for the work week. It's your boy Jamar, Top Shelf Sports Talk. Peace.
Flyers, Phillies, let's talk about them. Sixers, Eagles, let's talk about them. What the Union doing? Pull up with the crew and have a drink or two and let's talk about them. This a PHI bar. Bruce Willis, we die hard. I know you feel us, cause Philly fans is the best sports fans by far. No cheating here, we gon' keep it fair. You don't like my set? Somebody help them. This the key, if we can disagree without disrespecting, everybody welcome. So what we talking about? Practice? What we talking about? Let's unpack this. Top Shelf, Sports Talk, lights, cameras, we active.